Ah, just kidding, folks. You guys are all right. Kilt-Man here, Kilt-Man. That's your extreme prejudicial services. How are you all? Hope you're doing very well. Yes, I was sporting some firepower there. I've got some kick-ass music playing. What could it be? What could it be? Well, of course, we're going back to the machismo of the 80s. The high concept, mean-spirited, totally, utterly living in the shadows, anti-heroic stance of action thrillers from the likes of Walter Hill. His offering from 1987, Extreme Prejudice. Yes, as we all know, action junkies amongst you all out there, it is basically a reworking of The Wild Bunch. At least the big finale is anyway. Because Walter Hill, God love him, and we do, he worked with and has always emulated the great Sam Peckinpah. Yes, Sam Peckinpah. Blood squibs, exit wounds, slow-mo kills. Yes, that's what Walter Hill pretty much shaped his career on. But, to give the guy his due, he's come out with some absolute classic movies. The Warriors, Southern Comfort, The Long Riders, Red Heat, 48 Hours, Extreme Prejudice. And there's more, there's many more. And he worked on Alien as well. So he has straddled a few different genres. I think he even dabbled in comedy. Wasn't he involved with Brewster's Millions as well? I think he was. The Richard Pryor comedy. Now this, I love this movie. This is basically, as I said before, it's a reworking, it's a modernisation of the Wild Bunch. A modern day western, but you have two arch rivals who were former best buddies. Cash Bailey, who's a drug-dealing despot, who's got his own little private army south of the border down Mexico way, played by Powers Boothe, the awesome Powers Boothe. On the other side, on the side of justice, you've got Jack Bentine, Texas Ranger. Nick Nolte, it's Nick Nolte in pure kick-ass mode. Now he's on the good side, he's back in Texas. You've got the love interest between them, and you will know from a Walter Hill movie, if you've got a female in it, she's going to be a two-bit whore, she's going to be a rape victim, she's going to be battered and abused, or she's going to be a pawn in a love tug of war, which is what the majestically gorgeous Maria Conchita Alonso as Sarita is in this, because both these guys are in love with her. At the moment, she's saddled up in Jack Bentine, Texas Rangers ranch. She's with him, but she was with Cash Bailey a while ago, and Cash wants her back. So you've got this antagonistic relationship already. Good guy, bad guy, but they're both still best buddies. They both still want to cut each other some slack, but there's this woman in the middle of it all. So tensions are going to rise there, because Cash Bailey is running drugs across the border. The little township that Jack Bentine and his sheriff buddy, played by the great Rip Torn. Yeah, Rip Torn, which is one of the best names ever, Rip Torn. It's a bit of overkill, isn't it? It's like my name is Kildeath, Rip Torn. So, and these two are trying to keep a lid on all the trouble and the angst and the anarchy taking place in their township. There's drugs coming across the border, there's other gangs who are trafficking it, there's people getting across the border to, immigration and all that sort of stuff. So he's got all this going on. And into the mix as well, you've now got a bunch of ex-soldiers coming in. Ex-special forces. Are they ex-special forces? Well, maybe not quite, because they're listed as being dead, killed in action. And yet they're still going. How can that be? And they are led by the great Michael Ironside. How many kick-ass characters can you get into this movie? You're cramming them all in. You're cramming so much testosterone in that, like lava, it's spilling forth. Pure adrenaline is melting through. It's just, the screen drips with sweat, with tequila, with blood. It's awesome. It's also not really a film for ladies. I know, because the ladies I've shown this film to, they've all walked out of me. Or walked out on me. I don't know. Because I'm a kick-ass, macho, lava for blood, firewater, bubbling from his lips sort of guy. Cheers, y'all. Ain't got no tequila. But I got this. This is still firewater. So yeah, now what is the plot then? So you've got this special forces team who are, if you look at the credits, they're actually a zombie unit on werewolf operations, which that's already great. These are guys, because they're officially dead, they can go out and do missions that, they can keep a lid on it, no one knows about it. That shadowy term, Black Ops. Yeah. Now who's on that team? You've got the Kurgan himself, Clancy Brown, as Sergeant McRose. You've got William Forsythe, foul-mouthed, absolutely acerbic, comedic, but off his tits as what's his name, Buck. What do you mean uncouth? Uncouth as hell, motherfucker. As this absolutely drawling southern redneck bastard, but also a highly skilled demolitions expert. These guys have got communication skills, surveillance skills, high-tech weapon, high-tech for the 80s, and these come into town. But what is their mission? Well, according to Major Paul Hackett, which is Michael Ironside, who's enlisted this crew together, they've obviously all worked together before, it's to take down Cash Bailey. But it's a mission of national security. Why would the government be that arsed to bring in a bunch of dead super soldiers to take out just some south of the border, amateur gangster? Why would they be asked about that? Because the stuff that Cash Bailey's meant to be into, the stuff that he's got locked away in a vault in the bank. So these guys have actually come to town to try to rob the bank to get the details that Cash Bailey's been hiding. But what if any civilians get involved in this? Well, that's just part of the operation, part of the mission. You got a problem with that, Sergeant? Well, yeah. And they observe, obviously the local judiciary. So they've been looking at Jack Bentine and his ragtag police force that are there. They even get themselves arrested because of fight. Buck and Buck and Luther Fry get themselves arrested and thrown into the cells so that they can analyse all the communications network, how many weapons they've got, how much manpower they've got, and then obviously when they get released the next morning after being drunk and disorderly, they can go and report back, so they know what they're dealing with. But they gradually realise that, hang on a second, have we got to go up against this Texas Ranger and his men? Because that's highly unauthorised, highly unusual. But this is a mission on American soil, and these are civilians and civilian law enforcement personnel, and we're meant to take them down. The mission comes first. This is Michael Ironside, who is absolutely ruthlessly badass in this. So already, the seeds of conspiracy, something else is afoot here. But this is a film about guns, about sweat-drenched shirts, about swigging alcohol, about crushing scorpions in your hand, pissing napalm. This is what these guys are all about. It's all heading for a big confrontation. Cash and Jack will speak together and try to, look, Cash, just come back with me. Come back home and we'll sort it all out. I can't do that. I've got my own helicopter. I've got my own private army. Why do I go back there? I had nothing. Nothing back there. Here, I'm king. And he's got the white suit on, the white Stetson, and he has his army of absolute tequila addled soldiers and a lot of firepower. But Jack, why don't you come with me? You can live like a king down here. You want that. Haven't you earned that? But Jack's like, no. Jack is straight, absolutely straight. Nick Nolte, who has done comedy, who has done very, very offbeat drama, very intense character roles. This is the role which it's one of the ones I love the most. There's not a lot of range in it because although he's a Texas Ranger, his face never changes. It's just completely stoic. There's never a smile, never a glimmer. There's no humour in those eyes. There's nothing. He is granite. He is iron. He is it's like a boulder. It's like just this anvil sat on his shoulders with a Stetson on top of that and a Texas Ranger badge. And that's it. That's all you get. There's no humanity there at all. He treats Serena roughly as well. And like Sarita, that's it. I mean, it's kind of like Senorita. So, and Maria Conchita Alonso, folks, is an actress that from this age, when I was sort of like 13, 14, 15, first seeing her in movies, and she was in The Running Man as well. She was in Colours and Predator 2. I absolutely felt head over heels in love with her. Totally and utterly. Still am. And she's utterly ravishing in this as this Latino Mexicana seductress. She is great, absolutely great, and you feel for her as well. I mean, I say like Walter Hill doesn't have a thing for women and writing or giving good roles to women in movies. That's just the style that he has. It's not any other way. You've got a fantastically hard independent woman in The Warriors, if I remember rightly, who joins The Warriors, but he gives. Conchita Alonso does give some heart and soul to what is a limited role here, who's just going to be used as an emotional pawn between these two love boys. And but she's a singer in a roadhouse, and as gorgeous as she is, and as sexy as she is, fucking hell, she can't sing. Oh man, she can't sing. And I've got a feeling that in reality, she does sing as well. I've seemed to remember that she does that, but whether she's been told, look, sing badly in this, because she's at this mariachi band in this roadhouse, and it's just, oh God, make it stop. She just can't hold a tune, can't carry a couple of notes. It is god awful. It's like even dogs, even dead deaf dogs get up and walk away and bury their heads in the sand, you know. Oh, it's terrible, terrible. But I'd still fight and die for her though. So, yeah. Set pieces aplenty. Poor old Rip Torn. You know, the right way is the hard way. The wrong way is the easy way. Because this is a guy that knows Cash Bailey and knows Jack Bensine since they were little scroats. And he can see, he's gone rogue. You've got to put a rogue down. So, all this friendship, you've got to forget about that. Well, he'll end up getting killed, of course. And there was a sequence, an emotional sequence, where the funeral for the sheriff was going to be held. And that was cut out. But a shame, I'd like to have seen that because I liked his character. And I thought Rip Torn plays it pretty well. It's kind of strange. I don't know the authority hierarchy for American law enforcement. But a Texas Ranger working right alongside a sheriff in the sheriff's department, who's actually in charge. The sheriff is taking orders from Jack Bensine a lot of the time, but the sheriff has massive autonomy himself, so I don't quite get the relationship, the professional relationship between these two guys. But anyway, he'll get killed. So Jack's even more pissed off now. And he's got these strange guys in the cell, who then there's a massive explosion goes off just outside town. So Jack and all his men flood out there. Then the phone network goes down. What's going on? So the police station is isolated. And then a bunch of stockinged bank robbers storm the El Paso Bank, or whatever the hell it is. I forget what the town's called. El Paso will do for now. It's out there somewhere. And it's this squad, it's Hackett's men going in there to make it look like a proper bank robbery. They're going to take loads of money. They'll beat up one of the security guards, a civilian. They will also, Major Hackett will go into the, all the vaults, and he'll get everything he can find on Cash Bailey, and they'll bug out. In the meantime, Buck and Coker are in this speeding car, having set the demolition decoy off. They're powering it back because they've got to cover this Mexican guy who's outside, because Cash Bailey's man has gone in there to go and deposit some stuff. So he's got this Hispanic dude outside waiting in the car, and that Hispanic dude is from Commando. My people got some business with you. So if you want to see your kid, you better cooperate, right? And on he goes, wrong. We can't talk business with you waving guns in people's faces. Well, it's him. And he gets blown away again. And they lose. Luther Fry one of their own men gets killed there. So Hackett's pissed off. Hackett's hacked off with this now. McRowe's Clancy Brown, who looks great in his denim jacket and a curled up Stetson and lots of big curly stubble on him, still a big dude. Awesome. But he has got some sense of nobility and dignity to him. And that's the thing about this team. You wonder how they could ever get to work together. They are volatile and insensitive, and they fight amongst themselves. But as Hackett always says, but when these guys come together, they're a dream team, But you don't really see that much of a dream team there. They're sloppy because these two guys who have given Buck and Coker, which is William Forsythe and another guy playing Coker, who I don't know. The car gets stuck in the sand, so they've got to jack it up and they've got to reverse and forward and reverse and all that. But they're on a timer. They've got to get there to cover this guy, and because they don't get there in time, that's how Luther Fryer gets killed. So Hackett's going mad. Where were they? They knew the tides would be there. They should have covered him. And all this. But Jack will end up getting back in time to catch Buck, who's already been in the cells once, and Coker. So those guys are in there again, and he knows something's gone wrong here. Something's definitely shady's happening. The others have bugged out. There's a corpse on the street, 2 corpses on the street. The others have bugged out with the money and the Cash Bailey details. Michael Ironside has also been posing as some DEA guy who's investigating Cash Bailey, but Jack Bensey didn't like him. They found some Special Forces bullet cartridges, bullet casings, which don't show up in any books at all, any files. So Michael Ironside knows that, look, we could come unstuck here, so he pretends to be a friend. I'll ask some questions in there in Washington. Don't worry, Jack, we'll get on top of this, And Jack's beginning to think, okay, maybe you're on my side. It all comes to nothing because they fingerprint these 2 guys in the cells now and realise, hang on, these guys died years ago. They're ex-Special Forces, blah, blah, blah. How come you 2 guys should be under the ground by now? What's going on? So Hackett will then bring in Jack Bensey. Look, this is a mission that we're on. We had to make it look like a bank robbery. We had to stage all this. I'm sorry you got involved like this. I'm sorry the sheriff got himself killed. Sorry about all that. But maybe we can work together. We can still make this right. Why don't you come with us? We'll go south of the border and we'll go into his fortress and we'll take down Cash Bailey. Good and proper. The good old American way. All guns blazing. Excuse me one moment. Cheers, amigo. Whiskey, por favor. Whiskey, pour some more. So Jack goes along with this, mainly because in the meantime, Cash Bailey has come to Sarita and he's taken her back to his fortress, his dilapidated, whitewashed fortress. And it's a big siesta. Not a siesta, that's where they fall asleep. It's a fiesta. They're all partying, giving it loads. So here is where you get the finale of the Wild Bunch. These guys, Jack and these soldiers, are going to infiltrate Cash Bailey's empire and take him down in a gallant last stand. Oh, by the way, spoiler alert. Pretty much everyone dies, which is what you expected, I know. So they head off down there and they say to Jack Bensey and Nick Nolte, look, you've got half an hour or whatever it is, to sort yourself out with Cash Bailey, and then we're coming in and we're going to terminate with Extreme Prejudice. So you've got time to do your business and get out. Okay, that's all I need. Nick Nolte's face, it's brilliant. And he has short hair as well in this. I know he sports long, raggedy hair a lot of the time. Nick Nolte's the best at looking like a down and out. He really is. And that's coming from me. But he has this little moustache as well, but this face, and he's sunburnt to hell and back, and it's just so po-faced. He walks like he's got, really on fire hemorrhoids, oh dear God. But it's great, it's a great personification. So anyway, he leaves to go and speak to Cash Bailey, get them, have their final duel, and then Hackett says, right, when I give the word, we're going in, terminate everyone with Extreme Prejudice. But hang on, no, not the Ranger. The Ranger's one of us, and Buck, I don't like coppers, but I do like the way he does his thing. he's boss. Buck and I'm raring to fuck, fuck everything up, basically. He's always chewing a cigar as well. William Forsythe is tremendous. He's having a ball doing this too, and wish there was more of him actually in it. So they say no, everyone, all civilians, kill everybody, including the Ranger. So this don't seem right. We already lost somebody. I know we lost someone, and now we've got to get payback. Everyone dies and all this. This is Michael Ironside just really ruling the roost. So off they go. Jack and Cash have a drink together. Sarita's there as well, and Cash has got some of that white stuff. I don't even know what that is. Like, I just used this stuff, and they're drinking copious amounts of this as well. Right, listen, Jack, let's do this the old-fashioned way. How about you and me stand back to back? We'll have Sarita here count to 10, and then we'll turn around and we'll blow each other into Kingdom Come. The winner takes Sarita. What do you say about that? And this is what's going to happen. But in the meantime, Jack spies that Book has come down to the bar there. So he goes, Cash is like, have a drink anyway. I'll get my own drink, thanks. So he gets up, and this is where like Book warns him, listen, Ranger, this don't sit well with me, but we've been ordered to kill everybody, including you. So just once the shooting starts, look out for yourself, okay? I'm warning you now. So he knows like, that this is it. It's all going to fucking kick off big time. So this duel will take place between Cash Bailey, Powers Boothe, and Nick Nolte, and it's great. The white suit and the Ranger with his denim shirt on and all that, like walking ultra cool, and all the townsfolk are all there. There's balloons and ribbons, and there's a mariachi and all that going on, like roses in people's teeth and big sombreros. You're all gonna die. And but in the meantime, Major Hackett has found the safe where everything is, where everything they want on Cash Bailey, and there's Cash Bailey's aide, his lieutenant, who does all his bookkeeping for him, and he sticks him because this guy knows him. And he's like, but you're working with Cash. What do you want? Major Hackett is working with Cash Bailey? What? He's just killed this guy. So what's going on? McRose, Clancy Brown, has spied this and comes in with an Uzi on him. He goes, what's this? Never was a mission, was there? You cut the orders yourself. So what it is, the big twist is that Major Hackett has actually been working with Cash Bailey for ages and ages, but because of this big investigation from government, it's all going to get exposed. So of course he's going to be implicated, he's going to be in trouble. So he's arranged all this, got all his guys together to go in there, get all the evidence and get the money, kill Cash Bailey and everybody else connected, and bug out with the money. But hopefully all his team will get killed as well. It doesn't say it in the movie, but if you do read the novelisation based on the original screenplay, which is brilliant by the way, it does go a lot more into this, because the original team, the term Extreme Prejudice is actually meant to apply to Hackett's own team of commandos. They're the ones who are meant to die with Extreme Prejudice. So confrontation there, and just when our two boys downstairs are standing back to back, they turn around with the guns. One of Cash Bailey's henchmen walks in on Hackett and McRose, who turns around and strafes him with Uzi fire, and the body falls between Nolte and Powers Boothe. And like that's it, the whole thing, all bets are off now. Guns start blazing everywhere. All the team who have taken out the 50 cal machine gunners who are on turrets. Buck gets there, Coker gets there, they start strafing everybody, bodies are tumbling everywhere. Like Cash Bailey has a henchman called Monday, and Monday is played by Tom Tiny Lister, ex-basketball player. He's in 1,000 movies, hulking big guy, huge, way too, I mean, he's too muscly for basketball, but and he's one of his main bodyguards, and of course he's got his cross eyes, hasn't he? And you remember him, Monday, from Monday Night Football, and he goes, I hurt my knee, and he goes, and Nolte goes, looks like you hurt your head. He's got his cross eyes, he's holding Sarita. Nick Nolte puts 2 bullets into him, down he goes. Nick Nolte's firing a cult commander. Nick Nolte's character, by the way, is based on a real-life Texas Ranger whose name I've forgotten. But beyond that, the story is nothing to do with any real-life incident, I don't think. Because Special Forces don't act that badly, that ineptly as they do in this movie. But hey, that's another story. So puts him down. Cash Bailey's bugged out, we don't know where he's gone. So Nick Nolte manages to get Sarita, they get in a jeep and off they go. Meanwhile, our Special Forces team are absolutely decimating the entire village, but McRose says to one of them, to communications surveillance guy Biddle, he says like, we've been fucked over by the Major. We first things first, we hunt the Major. When you see him, kill him like an animal. So you have this great pursuit Michael Ironside, who gets shot and wounded, but still manages to fight on. He gets shot off the balcony, ends up by a waterfall fountain thing, like, gets blown to bits. Our team get completely strafed to hell and back. That Tom Tiny Lister, as I say, he died only a couple of days ago from this recording. He died on, I think, oh God, well, it was about 2 or 3 days ago, and only aged about 63, 65 tops, and very sad, because he's in so many movies. He's a regular face. The Dark Knight, he's the guy on the prison ferry, all the prisoners there. I'm going to do what you should have did a long time ago. And he chucks the detonator out. That's him again. And anyway, he's still fighting on, even though he's been shot a couple of times. But he picks up Biddle, breaks his neck, but then he gets machine gunned and shotgunned and everything, and corpses everywhere. In the meantime, Nolte and Powers Boothe arrive in a little shanty just outside of the town and have their final standoff together. And like, Nolte will shoot Boothe, but he's like, oh yeah. It's like, Cash, give it up, Cash, just come with me now, we can sort this out. I can't you see I can't, I'm in too deep, and all this, like. So, raises his gun again, Nolte, bang, 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 blows him away. And then you get Lupo, who's another henchman, another lieutenant. Now, I've got a mate, Rob, I know you're watching this, Rob Shepherd. If we ever get to remake Extreme Prejudice, or basically remake The Wild Bunch, you've got the part of Lupo, because I'm not kidding, mate. I watched it the other night and I just thought, Rob, it's you. You are Lupo. Well, Lupo by name, Lupo by nature, but you've got that role, mate. You say like, you do me a favour now, Texas Ranger. Look the other way when I cross the border. Let someone out of jail when I ask you, because I did you a favour. Well, how'd you figure? Because they could get shot. They're surrounded by these bad guys. Now you get to wear the white suit. He goes, must be loco, you know. So Lobo is going to take over, and Nick Nolte and Sarita, Maria Conchita Alonso, walk out of town, and that's the end of it. Like, and this is such a hard as nails movie. Almost every line of dialogue is shot out like a bullet or slid like cold steel between the ribs. There is no humour to it. Well, there is one bit of humour, and it's where they're doing the first standoff, Cash Bailey and Jack Bentine, and the whole Jerry Goldsmith's fantastic score, which you're hearing right now, is playing behind and building up to this big duel, this showdown, and all of a sudden, like, Sarita goes, "You're crazy," and they got the guns at that, and they go, "Oh, look. This ain't just dog shit we're doing here. You gotta do it right. Don't interrupt, woman." And walks up, rips a bit of her dress off, show a bit more flesh and all that. Like, poor old Maria. Oh God, she's gorgeous. You gotta treat her right. I know she can't sing, but treat her right, for God's sake. But as a team of army specialists, these guys are really shit. They are so unconvincing. In the bus travelling over the border with Jack and the team together, you've got Hackett saying, like, you know, you're in for a real treat when you watch my boys go to work. They're shit. They are. Because Tick McGrow's there, like, you send him out after sundown, you've got a body count. In the morning he's there with a new collection of ears. It's pure Vietnam speak, it's pure Nam speak, you know, that's what it is. But times have moved on, and that kind of cliche really wasn't the thing. And when you look at it now, it does seem very cliched. But that's no detriment to this movie. The action is great. The set pieces are phenomenal. The music, oh wow, is just incredible. If we've got time, which we might have, I'm going to play the main theme, which here is actually the end credits. It is gorgeous. Orchestra and synth, very Mexican flavoured. Jerry Goldsmith at the height of his powers, Boothe, and the performances they're great. They all one note, but they know it, and they're really playing that one note with absolute conviction. You know, we are badasses. You know, we can't. There's no glimmer of, you know, being a human. You're just robots, macho, badass robots, they're just all Terminators. Only Buck is having a good time, you know, William Forsythe. My only complaint would be that the final shootout isn't, I know I've made it sound really dramatic and bloodthirsty and it is, but it's not a patch on the Wild Bunch. It's almost like Walter Hill's gone like, look, I know I'm aping this, I know I'm trying to do that, but I know I can't compete, and really I shouldn't take every. There are images there which are in both movies, which he's totally copied, but it's almost like out of respect, I'm not going to go all out when I could do. Now, when you look at it, in fact, even when the film first came out, and I knew what it was going to be like, and I knew Walter Hill stuff. Don't forget, he worked with Nick Nolte before on 48 Hours as well. So, I expected a lot more carnage, and in that final shootout, you just don't get it. There's plenty of blood going off and bodies, but it's nowhere near what Peckinpah would do. And it's only a fraction of the time as well. Folks, this video is going to cut out very soon. But this was a whistle-stop tour of Extreme Prejudice, which is tremendously good fun. Kick the women out, get some hard liquor, settle down and kick ass, get sweaty, you know. I'm gonna let this play out. I'm not even gonna stop this. Let the music play out till this cuts out. It's arch nobility. They're archetypes. Badasses with their own code of ethics, their own morals. An extreme bloodlust and a death wish. Walter Hill was just supreme at doing this, and he churned them out. Folks, I have been and always shall be Kilt-Man. Please, take it easy. Keep it kilted, keep it Celtic. And I'm going to see you all south of the border. It's still recording. I'll let it play. Michael Ironside does use the Mac 10 in it as well. Not an Uzi, Mac 10. There are Uzis in it, but he uses a Mac 10. Like State Bliskin.